Happy Friday, everyone. We got a cool little AMRAP for you guys today. We're just going to work through this with nice, solid capacity work. So it's going to be pretty steady and pretty flowy. It's going to be a good time. Before we get to that, though, let's talk about our warm-up. We have a plank to down dog for 3 to 5. Going to add in a heel press in there just to kind of get the calves and the ankles fired up and ready to go. Dumbbell front scale for 3 to 5 a side. Dumbbell side scale for 3 to 5 a side. Into a calf raise of 30 seconds, just again priming up those calves, those ankles, those feet, getting things ready to go. You can load that or not, it's up to you. Single leg good morning with rotation. We'll hit that up for 3 to 5 a side, and we'll go and take that for 1 to 2 rounds, depending on how you're feeling, what you need to take down, and get your body ready. After that, we'll move right into a practice round of a dumbbell sumo deadlift high pull for 10, 5 per side, butt kicks for 20 seconds, ankle pop / skip for 10 to 20 seconds, 1 to 2 rounds. And you can kind of filter in kind of the movements you're going to be using in your workout into this work set. First round, use it for skill work and development. Next round, kind of think about maybe more along the lines of you're running, replace the butt kick with the run. If you're doing the ankle pop or double under, replace it with skipping and or double under practice. So you can kind of experiment with that round, play around, and make that warm up and practice round yours. All right, so input those movements we're going to see in the workout. When you're ready to go, the workout is a 20-minute AMRAP. We're just going to keep cycling through these rounds, trying to get as many rounds as we can in 20 minutes. What we have for you guys is 25 dumbbell sumo deadlift high pulls, alternating every 5. We're going to try and keep this to a light load. So if you have multiple dumbbells at home, all right, please keep that in mind. We're going to stick to the lighter side. If you only have one, well, it might be a little heavier, a little slower, but we'll try and keep it to a nice steady state flow with that high pull. After the high pull, you're going to move into a 200-meter run, or I'll have a bunch of options on the bottom of the workout description that you can kind of experiment with, put in there, and see where it takes you and have some fun with that. After that, we're going to move into a double under for 50 reps, and or I'll have a bunch of options there as well to make this workout yours and to give you options for what you have access to at home. So 25 sumo deadlift high pulls, alternating 5 reps each time. Run 200 or your run option, double under for 50 or your double under option. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Get into a steady state. Have some fun with this one. Let's get that cardio burning. Let's get you ready. Let's get you warmed up. We'll have some fun on a Friday. All right, let's get those feet under those hips. Let's take the arms up big and tall. We're just going to stretch it to one side. Stretch it to the other side. Yeah. And we're going to take it all the way down the floor. Touching those toes. Walking those shins. We'll come down and frame a foot. Stepping back into that lizard. We're going to keep those hips nice and square. Take that inside hand up. And then rotate forearm down to the floor. We'll come back up. Working on that nice smooth rotation. Getting in that nice opening of the body. That T-spine a little bit. Waking up those legs. Good. We'll come back up. We'll plant that hand. We'll step back into our down dog. Sending those shoulders. Let's press and hold the heel down for a moment. Good. Press and hold the heel down. Come back to center into our plank, and let's step the other foot up. Nice and stable through that midsection. We'll take that inside hand up, and we're going to rotate forearm down to the floor. Back up, and rotate forearm to the floor, and come back up, and rotate forearm to the floor. We'll come back up, big stretch, we'll plant that hand, we'll step back into our down dog again, setting those shoulders, set that upper back, we'll press and hold, press and hold, we'll come back to center, into our plank position. We'll tiptoe those feet up. Let's roll ourselves up. Big stretch. Little reach. Little reach. Bring the hands down. We'll take some gentle circles around those ankles just to start waking them up slow. Other way. Good. And stand or tall. Let's get you guys ready for action. So, what we got, a little bit of extra warm-up if you'd like. Pause the video, take down some gentle stuff for yourself. If you need a little bit of extra love, upper body, lower body, take that down. I'm going to walk you through this first phase, which is going to get our legs and our torsos ready for a good hearty cardio experience. All right, you guys, we're going to kickstart off with a plank to down dog. And in this plank to down dog, we're going to embrace the heel press. So we're going to do 2 heel presses per down dog. And we're going to keep them dynamic. If you want to do a couple more, you can. But we got 3 to 5 reps. So you're going to accumulate at least 10 heel presses if you do 5 reps of the plank to down dog. So let's get ourselves set up in our good plank. So hands are just outside the shoulders. We're going to grip the floor. We're going to pull the ribs in, set the shoulders. We're going to pull back into our down dog, keeping those armpits pointing towards the toes or the quads. And we're going to press a heel once those arms are stable, and press a heel. We'll come back to center, extend into that good plank, pressing through those shoulders and ribs. Once those shoulders are established, we'll pull back and down into that nice solid down dog, and then we'll just press a heel and press a heel. So coming back to center, into that good plank again, and we get that nice solid position and flow. So again, like always, when we're doing those down dogs, we want to think about opening up that upper back, keeping that neck angle and having a neck so we're not losing our neck in like the shrug. So take your time there in that set position, making sure we're setting those shoulders each rep. From there, we're moving into some balance work. And if you'd like to do this without a dumbbell, you can. But the dumbbell just really gets us to focus on the upper body as well. So we're going to hold the dumbbell to the side in our suitcase position. The leg that the dumbbell, or sorry, the hand that's holding the dumbbell will be the leg that's doing the balancing. So we'll take our toe of the opposite foot, set the glutes, and we're going to work on a front scale raise. Trying to keep that upper body and arms still with that load, working on that nice stable front scale, taking it as high as you can by lifting and engaging through the quad and the hip. From there, you'll do both sides, and then you're going to work into your next scale. So again, dumbbell, leg that holds that dumbbell, will work on holding and balancing the body. The other leg is going to come out to the side, and we're going to work on our side scale, working on lifting that leg as high as we can, maintaining a nice long line from shoulder, hip, and foot. With the dumbbell and the side scale, we really have to fight the urge of tipping because the body's going to want to go there with that extra load, so we have to really fight to keep that body upright. On the same token, I'm pointing my toe so the top of my foot points straight ahead. We always want to keep that toe pointing straight ahead, that top of the foot or laces pointing straight ahead, and that's going to keep that hip angle in a proper position for us in the side scale. Take your time, work your balance. You got 3 to 5 per side on both of those. If you'd like to superset them and do the front scale right into the side scale, be my guest, have some fun with it, make it yours. We're going to work on a little bit of ankle balance and priming for that running and movement set today. After that, we can work on our calf raise, and you can choose to load it to the front in the suitcase or no load at all. And you can work on 30 seconds, toes pointing straight ahead, little engagement so we keep the pelvis neutral, and then we just push and lower. So we're working on pushing balance square through the toe and the pinky toe. So the big toe and pinky are balanced as we work on pushing and lowering with control. I like to give myself a little pause at the top just so I can work on my balance at the top position of that movement. It really does allow me to have a little bit more control and feel where my balance is, especially for exercises that we use for our high and outside drills or our high pull holds and snatch drill work. It allows us to really get involved and use this exercise to transition to other skills as well. Last but not least, we're going to work that single leg good morning with rotation. So I'm going to get one heel out in front of the big toe. There's space between my feet, so I'm not right in front. I'm keeping my feet about hip width apart. I like to bring my knuckles together, but you don't have to. But what we're going to do is we're going to pull back in that nice solid hinge that we use for our good morning, and then rotate towards that lead leg. If you can't touch the knee, that's fine. But we want to squeeze and set the glutes, pull into that good hinge, keeping a soft knee, weight through the midfoot of that balancing leg, and then execute that rotation. So these are pretty slow and steady. We don't need to go fast or try and rush them. But a couple things to keep in mind is keeping that balance on that midfoot portion, because sometimes as we tend to pull back, we tend to loosen the contact with that toe and the floor. So we want to make sure that when we're pulling our hip back, our foot stays nice and balanced with the big toe on the ground. As a quick recap, we have a plank to down dog for 3 to 5, dumbbell front scale raise 3 to 5 aside, dumbbell side scale raise 3 to 5 aside, calf raise for 30 seconds, and then a single leg good morning with rotation for 3 to 5 aside, 1 to 2 rounds. Get that body ready, get things fired up. This is going to give you a good chance to work some stability, a little bit of balance work for those ankles and those knees, and then we're going to get into a little bit more higher intensity in our practice round to get you ready for the workout. Now our practice round today is going to consist of a few movements that's going to work on skill development. It's not jumping right into the movements we're using per se in the workout. So it's going to give you a chance to really feel some positional work before then inputting the movements you're going to use in the workout. We're going to kickstart off with our sumo deadlift high pull. So we used this the other day when we did our dumbbell snatches as part of our complex. So something to keep in mind with this is 90% of this movement comes from the legs and the hips, and then the arm finishes the movement. So I want you guys to think about the thumb tracking slightly more towards the armpit than the sternum. All right, the dumbbell is going to come to about sternum height, but we want to think about this open shoulder with the elbow in the high and outside position, not coming in and getting this congested shoulder position with the elbow pointing forward. So we want to think about that nice scarecrow position, thumbs towards the armpits, and get that nice open shoulder, right? So I'm going to show a couple from the side, a couple from the front, so you guys can see that kind of range. But from the side, I want you guys to focus more attention on my body position. So we did some deadlifts yesterday as well. It's the same positioning. I get myself set up in that good deadlift position, so from the floor or below the knee. I'm going to push through those legs, opening the knees and hips, push, and get that dumbbell moving. So I take it down to where I feel comfortable, nice and square, push, and get into that nice high pull with the momentum that my legs and hips have created. Take it down, square, push through those legs, let that dumbbell move, and I'm not starting to pull with the arm until I feel that momentum, that lift of the dumbbell from the legs and the hips. So we'll do one more. We get set, and I push through the legs and let the momentum carry that dumbbell up. The arm guides it to where I want it to be. So you're going to do 10 total reps, 5 per side, just to get used to the alternating every 5 reps. Then we're going to move into some butt kicks. So the butt kick, again, is just working that pose method for your rut. You're going to pull your heel or your foot up underneath of your glute, which puts this knee at about this figure 4 position. So the knee is going forward opposed to up and away. So we want to make sure we feel the difference between our standing march and our butt kick. Standing march will feel more quad and hip. Butt kick will feel more glute and hamstring. So we want to make sure that that's the thing that's starting to get a little tired, opposed to our quad and hip flexor getting kind of gassed out. So you can take these at a walking pace, working on relaxing that foot, working on keeping your body upright, or you can take it at a jogging pace, again working on keeping your core engaged, your body upright, all the way up to a sprinting pace, right? So it's up to you on where you want to go with that, depending on what you're comfortable with, but making sure we're maintaining our position. So maybe ease into the speed so that you make sure that that foot's going where we want it and that knee is going in that proper position. We want to make sure we're landing soft, and that's the importance of that relaxed foot, because it'll make sure it hits that key point every time at the ball of the foot and then come down. From the 20 seconds of butt kicks, you're going to work on your ankle pop or ankle pump, and you're going to work a skip as well or in conjunction. So our ankle pump is basically our calf raise, but we're not leaving the ground, we're getting a little bit more elastic with it. So I set up like an ankle pop, hands are to the side like I'm holding a skipping rope, and I'm going to get that nice little bounce and rebound through those relaxed feet. I'm still pushing through a balanced foot, working on the big toe and the pinky toe, nice and easy, but I'm working on a little bit more elasticity in the ankles and the feet. The ankle pop is we just leave the ground. Same thing, but we're actually leaving the ground and we're getting a little bit of impact on those ankles and those feet. So either one I'm good with. We're gonna get those ankles and those feet ready for what's to come. All right, you're gonna work on that for 10 to 20 seconds, or you're gonna work on skipping with the skipping rope. Another side of it as well you can work on is that in-out hop. So feet are starting at kind of a squat stance, and we're gonna bring our feet in and out, working on that nice fast jump, or steady jump for rhythm, okay? So there's always some options there for you guys to play with, experiment with, depending on what you're gonna sheer towards in the workout today. So as a quick little recap, we have a practice round to work some skills, dumbbell sumo deadlift high pull, 10 reps, 5 per side, butt kicks for 20 seconds, which you could put running in there afterwards, or your cardio piece that you're using for the run in there after. Ankle pop / skip, 10 to 20 seconds, and then you can start inputting what you're planning on using for your skip in the workout. So play with that, get yourself ready, get the heart rate ready to go, and then let's tackle the workout. So the workout today is an AMRAP of 20 minutes, dumbbell sumo deadlift high pull for 25, getting that nice smooth flow, 5 reps per side until you hit a total count of 25. Then you're gonna do your run variation for 200 meters, or that equivalent. And then you have double under for 50, or the equivalent to that 50 rep double under. And we're just gonna repeat, we're gonna keep it steady, gonna keep it flowing, and we're just gonna get a really good cardio experience out of this today. So we wanna make sure we're trying to keep this movement set steady and not go out too hot, so we have to stand there and wait before we can get the next round. If you do have to rest, that's fine, but make sure we're trying to keep those rounds pretty smooth and consistent, and you can use that as a base for your rounds and recovery. So if you feel as though you went out too hot, just pull the tempo back a little bit so you can keep your body moving. As always, you guys, this is always gonna be a fun time. It's gonna get the heart rate going, so I hope you enjoy. But work for quality, have tons of fun, and we'll see you on Saturday for another fun little weekend workout. Bye, you guys.